The Skoda Octavia. It has an unbelievably large boot. I mean, look at that. It's just as big actually in the back seats. You can check that out. I mean, this car is absolutely perfect for families. That's why people associate it with words such as comfort and practicality. However, in the case of this model, you can also associate it with words such as fun and performance because it's the hot vRS. Under the bonnet is the same 2-litre turbo petrol engine you get in the Volkswagen Golf GTI. And it's fast! Surprisingly fast actually. With 220 horsepower, the Octavia vRS can rocket from 0 to 60 in just 6.6 seconds and go on to 154 miles an hour. I like this engine in the Golf GTI and I like it just as much in this Skoda. It pulls really hard right from low down in the rev range and doesn't let up until the 6,500 RPM red line. It's just so smooth, so punchy, you've got power whenever you need it, and when you thrash it, it makes quite a nice induction roar, yet when you're just cruising along, it's never intrusive. The car comes with a special membrane to pipe engine noise into the cabin. It's activated in sport mode, which also weightens the steering and sharpens the throttle response, while individual lets you mix and match the settings as you please. If you can control yourself for long enough, Skoda says this car will return 46 miles per gallon, which is quite incredible really when you consider the performance you've got on tap and just how big this car is. Still, if you want more economy, there's always the 2-litre diesel, which has 184 brake horsepower and can return 61 miles per gallon. Don't go thinking it's a slouch though, it'll still do 144 miles an hour and 0 to 60 in just 7.8 seconds. Whether you go for petrol or diesel power, all VRSs come with a variable ratio steering rack for faster responses. And it means you can go round tight turns without having to take your hands off the wheel. The VRS is still pretty comfy, even though it gets lowered stiffened suspension over the normal Octavia for improved cornering and added grip. And you really do notice the benefit actually, because the VRS corners faster and flatter than the standard car, and those big tyres give you more grip as well. You've also got some clever electronics to help you along. For instance, there's a system which brakes the inside wheels as you're going round a corner to help slingshot you round. The thing is though, you do actually need that assistance because the VRS's added bulk means it's never quite as agile as a Golf GTI, and when you're flying down a British B road it just doesn't feel as hooked into the tarmac as something like a Renault Sport Megane. Then there's the optional DSG dual clutch automatic gearbox. Now I really like it because it's smooth in auto mode, and when you put it into manual mode it's quick when you change gears using these paddle shifters. The only problem is it adds weight to the car, and as a result it dents the performance slightly. And so your 0 to 60 time actually increases on both models of the VRS by 0.1 of a second, which is no big deal really. What might be is that it also affects economy. With a petrol you get 2 less miles per gallon, and with a diesel you get 5 less. Finally, there's the design. Despite some sporty tidbits, the VRS's cabin doesn't feel that exciting to sit in. For instance, the new sport seats don't stand out like the two-tone versions you got in the old car. And while the VRS may have a boot spoiler, twin tailpipes, a new grille, some larger alloy wheels and coloured brake calipers, it doesn't look as racy as a Vauxhall Astra VXR. Still, some people want a wolf in sheep's clothing, don't they? And the Skoda Octavia VRS is cheaper than most of its main rivals. Plus, it should be great to own because Skoda came second overall in the 2013 Driver Power Owner Satisfaction Survey. In fact, why don't you tell us what you think of your car by visiting driverpower.co.uk now.